What's going on, guys? It's the week of UFC 283 Brazil. And usually during the pay-per-view fight weeks, and especially this week, considering we got all the news about UFC 285 and Ciryl Gane and whatnot, Ciryl Gane, Jon Jones, and Francis Ngannou situation, why not jump on here for a live stream? I'm probably going to have one more UFC 283 prediction. I'm probably going to do Johnny Walker versus Paul Craig after this stream. But just so you guys know, if you're watching this stream right now, on the channel, do not miss them. We have Brandon Moreno, Davison Figueroa 4 prediction, UFC 283 prediction, Glover Teixeira, Jamal Hill prediction, as well as a Gilbert Burns versus Neil Magny's hairline prediction. So if you guys haven't watched those yet, go check those out after the stream. But nonetheless, we got some interesting news. I actually just saw some interesting news on Twitter, and it's not really, I don't know how much to make of it. But apparently Aaron Bronstetter did an interview with Gilbert Burns, and he asked Gilbert Burns about Hamzat Chimaev, and Burns said he heard that Chimaev was moving up to middleweight from here on out. So that is very interesting to me. I wonder if that's true. I wonder if that's accurate. If I was Hamzat Chimaev and I saw Alex Pereira as the champ, I know Alex Pereira is a scary guy, but he's getting taken down and controlled by Israel Adesanya. If I'm Hamzat Chimaev, I might say, you know what? I'm not going to cut the weight because I want to fight against Alex Pereira. So that may be a matchup we see in 2023. So it's very, very interesting if he does choose to do that. And I'm probably thinking because Alex Pereira is the champion and he's hoping Alex Pereira stays the champion, he may just fight somebody, lackluster at middleweight. I don't know who it would be because it's got to be someone in the rankings. Who would he fight right now in the rankings? I could see him doing a Hamzat versus Sean Strickland just to get him to a title shot. That's what they did for Alex Pereira. They fed him Sean Strickland just to get to a title shot. But I don't know, man. That's a tough matchup. Sean Strickland has excellent defensive grappling. So it'd be very interesting. Maybe they let him. Nah, that's not going to happen. Never mind. But, yeah, it's the only matchup that I would deem even remotely easy for Hamzat would maybe be the Muniz fight because he could just stuff the takedown and light him up on the feet because I think he's a much better striker than Muniz. But outside of that, there's no easy fights at middleweight, really. I mean, Darren Till would be easy, but they're friends, and that's not happening. So that's the only easy fight at middleweight for Hamzat. Chris Curtis is not going to be easy. Great takedown defense, good striking, very durable. Kelvin Gastelum's not going to be easy. Great takedown defense, great wrestling, offensively, good striking. Nasruddin Imavov, I think is how you pronounce his name. I always mess it up. No cardio, but I don't know. He could probably, but he's coming off a loss, so that's really not going to happen. So I really don't know. You start going through these rankings. I mean, they're not going to give him Paulo Costa, I don't think. Even though that would be a massive, massive fight if they do the Paulo Costa fight, which they may very well do, but they're in contract negotiations with Paulo Costa as well. Costa may end up leaving the UFC just like Francis Ngannou did. So it's going to be interesting to see if he does move up. It's going to be very interesting if he moves up. Okay, let me read some of the chat. If you guys have any questions, just throw them in the chat. I'm just jumping on here for maybe an hour or so. Maybe it's only 9:30. I might get on here for like an hour and a half. We'll see. Yo, who has a better chance, Usman or Izzy? To win their title back, I think Usman. Joe, are you going to post the Walker versus Craig prediction tonight? Most likely. I'll say 75% chance I post it tonight. If I don't get it done till too late, if it's like done at like 12:30, then I probably will wait till tomorrow. But I don't know. I might just release it anyway. Hey, Joey, what's your take on the Francis interview today? I haven't watched the entire thing, but he seems plenty happy. He seems like he doesn't really care. You have to think about it. There's some people that have plenty of money. They don't care necessarily anymore. They're like, you know what? My principles are more important than any cash the UFC can throw at me. And again, I think Francis will go, even if he has one boxing match and he gets brutalized and he gets 10 million, it is what it is. It is what it is. The UFC, they're going to lock you into an 8-fight deal. So he just seemed like Obviously, some of his demands that he wanted were kind of a little bit unreasonable, but it is what it is. Some people just don't want to bend the knee, for lack of a better expression, to the UFC. I wouldn't want to do it either. If I had plenty of money in the bank, right? If I had plenty of money in the bank, and I hate my boss, and they're trying to treat me like shit. I'm trying to renegotiate my pay rate or whatever you want to say, and I don't like the way they're treating me. I'm trying to walk away too. So I think that's how there's a different way you look at things when you have the money not to care. It doesn't matter if he gets re-signed. At least to him, it doesn't seem like it. Now, it could backfire. He seems like he's not out there living a crazy lavish lifestyle anyway. And if he's already made millions, he's definitely going to make millions more regardless of what he does. Even if he went over to PFL, he could win, a couple million per year and easier fights. So you'll have to ask me about specific instances. I read an overview, but then I also watched like 5 or 6 clips. So, hold on one second. Okay. But yeah, if you have any specifics, let me know. Let me know if there's something I missed. I gotta go watch the entire thing. Did you see Izzy's new face tattoo? It's Arabic rebirth. You think he wins or gets finished faster? I think he probably wins. I don't know what the face tattoo has anything to do with it. What's up, Joey? What's up, chat? What's up, Frozen? What's up, John Rob? What's up, Bitsy? What's up, Derek Brunson or Costa for Hamzat? Yeah, I think he beats Derek Brunson, so that could happen. Fight Life, thank you for the 15 months of membership. UFC Brazil's a hard pass for me, not worth 85. I don't blame you. For me, it's just worth for the co-main event. Figgy versus Moreno 4 is worth it. Guru had a 62% prediction rate. You think you'll have it higher by the end of the year? I can tell you what my prediction rate is. Let me take a look. How do I see? I track it on Tapology. I have a 61.4% prediction rate. So, lifetime. So there you go. That's my prediction rate. 202 picks. I started tracking it beginning of last year, but I started doing full card predictions on Tapology maybe March of last year. I'm 202 and 127. So I'm basically 62% myself. It's tough to do a high percentage on full card predictions. So if every champ moved up a division, who would have the most success? I'll say... Geez, I don't really see any of them having a lot of success, to be quite honest. Who would have the most success if they moved up a weight class? Maybe Alex Pereira, because there's not a lot of grapplers outside of Glover at 205, and he's not fighting Glover. So that's my best guesstimate. Yo, what's up, Joey? Hope you're doing well. What's up, Victor Lopez? Appreciate you coming to the chat. Thank you for being a member. I appreciate you very much, Victor. I am doing well, and I hope you are doing well as well. I've been waiting for Bruno Brazil to make her UFC debut. Finally got a fight. Hope it's a good odds to bet. Bruno Brazil. That sounds familiar, but I'm not. I feel like I'm dumb now. Oh, from the Contender Series? From the Contender Series, right? I think that's who it is. Well, there you go. You don't have to wait much longer. Oh, is this the finish? Well, yeah, I hope it's good. Okay, where are we at? Do you think we'll ever see Strickland versus Izzy? I'll say no. Who do you got? Figueroa versus Moreno? I have Moreno. I did a full breakdown and prediction for that fight. Figure Aljamain would have the most success. Figgy would not have success at 35. He'd get dominated. And Aljo's not beating Volk whatsoever. Is Murphy going to be a highlight reel Saturday? I hope so. What's the fight of the night this Saturday? Moreno Feggy 4. Missed the days you mentioned the Jones news. So excited to see my GOAT back despite all the mess ups outside the ring, which I don't support. Can't deny his talent in Octagon. Let's go, Bones Jones. Yeah, I mean, hopefully he makes it to the fight. That's my worry now. Is he going to make it to the fight? Is he going to screw up before then? So for me, I think it's one of the biggest fights of, in the last 2 years. But as someone who's lived through the Jon Jones era, I just wonder, is he going to make it? Is he going to make it? Hopefully he doesn't mess up. So, yeah. Any chance you'll see Tommy Aspinall versus Jon Jones in late 2022 or 2024? Doubtful, but it's always possible. I think it's very doubtful. Super chat not working for me. I'll try to get that in the stream. Well, I apologize. I don't know why it would not be working. It should work. It's not like I can test it. Yeah, so I don't know. But I appreciate you nonetheless. How many Mighty Mouses will it take to finish one Francis Ngannou? 4. Also, what was your takeaway from the Francis Ngannou interview? Seems like was bigger than money, but we don't truly know. I think it's a combination of everything. I think the UFC likes to sign these guys to very restrictive contracts. And because I think he had so much trouble getting out of this contract, he was reluctant to sign into another contract. And at the same time, the UFC is not going to fold and give him certain stipulations. They're not going to set that precedent. So, he's free. Even if he has one boxing match and makes $10 million, I mean, that's more than fine. Why not? If he already has the money, if he's not worried about the money. Now, when he says the other certain things, like he knew he wasn't going to get them, but I respect him for at least mentioning them. And that was never going to happen. The UFC is never going to cave to that. He knew that. And if at the end of the day, if he said, look, it's a 3-fight deal or nothing, I kind of understand both sides because the UFC don't want to have a massive star on their hands that goes out of their way, that they go out of their way to promote into, because if he fights 3 more times, let's say he knocks out Jon Jones, Francis Ngannou's stock is going to shoot through the roof. And then he fights another fight and another fight. Let's say he beats Stipe and then fights Jones again and wins again. The UFC would be disgusted losing him, where they'd rather cut ties now. So I respect him. I really do respect him because if it's not money, if he's just saying, look, the money's good, but I don't want to be locked into another 8-fight deal, I would feel the same way if I was him. So that's my biggest takeaway. I got to go back. I got to go through and watch the entire thing. I've just seen clips here and there, but I respect it. I'm sure he'll make plenty of money. Probably 1 or 2 boxing matches, maybe a couple, MMA matches after that. I'm sure he'll make close to what he would have made in the UFC. Especially if he gets let's say he gets like a warm-up boxing match and maybe makes like 5-6 million, something along those lines. And then he has a really big boxing match and he makes like 10 to 15 million. He's good to go. He's going to make, imagine he makes, so that would be like 20 million he makes right there. That's going to be more than he makes, in a couple UFC fights, most likely. I know he said apparently he was in the ballpark 8 million or something. Ariel suggested that and he said probably about there. I don't know if that includes pay-per-view points or not. But at the end of the day, if all he cared about was being free, he doesn't seem like the type of guy that's going to blow all his money and be poor. Like Jon Jones seems like that kind of guy. Conor McGregor seems like that kind of guy. There's certain people that come off as those type of people who get money, blow through it, and the next thing you know, they're 60, irrelevant, and poor. Francis Ngannou doesn't strike me as that type of guy. So I'm sure if he's sitting there looking at his bank account, he's already got millions of dollars in the bank. He's like, you know what? I'm not going to let the UFC tie me down anymore. I don't care what they have to offer. So, and people like shitting on him for it. How are you going to shit on him for doing what he wants? If that's what he wants, truly, good on him. Do what you want in life. There's all the people saying Francis Ngannou's an idiot and this and that. Most of them just hate their lives. And they're the type of people who go to work every day and they snitch on their coworkers in hopes of getting a raise that never comes. And Francis Ngannou is doing what he wants. And at the end of the day, if he makes more money, that's fine. If he makes less money, I'm sure he's fine with that too. You know, there's no scenario in my mind where I believe 5-10 years from now, Francis Ngannou's dead broke. So at the end of the day, let him do what he wants. If he's happy with that, at the end of the day, I'm sad because us fans lose. But also it does shine a light on the issue that these contracts are far too restrictive. They are way too restrictive. And I've been talking about this since the inception of the channel. They lock these guys in slavery-esque contracts that it's damn near impossible to get out of. I talked about it with Nate Diaz. You know, they don't want their fighters fighting out their contracts. That's it. End of story. And it has to be infuriating to want out of it. You sign an 8-fight deal and then like midway through, you realize that 8-fight deal isn't beneficial to you anymore. And I get it. You signed the contract. But that's the problem. People always say, well, you're the one that signed the... There's so many people saying, you signed the contract. Well, the problem is, if you don't sign these long 6-8 fight contracts, the UFC doesn't want to do business with you. So you get forced into signing a long contract. Halfway through, you want to renegotiate because it's not what you wanted. You're a much bigger star now. And then you got to... And there's no benefit. You don't sign these large deals. You don't get no guaranteed money. So... You know, it's not like you sign an 8-fight deal, you have to fight 8 fights. The UFC can cut you after any fight. They can cut you for any reason. So the only reason to sign a long-term contract is literally to benefit the promoter. That's it. These contracts are horseshit. And I mean, the fact that you have an 8-fight deal, 6-fight deal, you know, that's going to last 3 to 4 years, depending on injuries and matchmaking. And people say Francis Ngannou was inactive. 2020, he was begging for fights. The UFC couldn't get him any fights. 2021, he wanted to fight, but the UFC decided to do interim fights, so then he couldn't fight on their timeline. So he had to be pushed back 6 more months because the UFC didn't want to let him fight when he wanted to fight. And so the fact that you got 3 or 4 years, then you have the matching clause, then you have the exclusive negotiating period, which one's in front of the other. It's just a pain in the ass. It sounds like a pain in the ass. And for me, a person who's super, you know, I don't know what the word for it is. I'm trying to think of a word for it. I guess bold-headed, you know, or bullheaded, whatever you want to call it. If I had plenty of money sitting in my account and the UFC, I didn't like the way the UFC was treating me, I'd go elsewhere. Even if I made less money, I'd be like, I don't care. You know, Dana White's not going to treat me like shit. He ain't going to bully me. And I think that's the way Francis Ngannou looks at it. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out over the next few years. But regardless, if Francis Ngannou is happy with what he did, then good on him. I don't care if he makes $1 million instead if he would have made 20. If he's happy with what he did, you know, good on him. Good on him. I'm sure for most people this would be, if you could make less money and do something you enjoy than to make more money and do something you hate, guess what? As long as you can still live your life making that less money, you're going to do less money doing something you enjoy. So I hope that's Francis Ngannou, and I hope he makes more money, to be honest. I hope this opens the door for future fighters to fight out their contracts. But the UFC's bullying these guys. The UFC bullies these guys. The UFC forces these guys to fight signs long-term deals because there's really no other option. And the fighters are just walked all over by the UFC and Dana White, and they like it that way, and they want to keep it that way. And, you know, is it going to be good for us fans over the long term if fighters can be more picky and can get out of their contracts? Probably not, because an ideal scenario for us fans is all the fighters fighting under one banner, you know? I hate to see Francis Ngannou leave. I hate to see, you know, get guys like Gegard Mousasi leave. Where Roy McDonald leave when Roy McDonald left. I want to see all the fighters under one banner. I want to see the best fighting the best. I want to see all the matchups that I could ever imagine. But unfortunately, in that scenario, it's the UFC being able to bully these guys. And I just don't get it. I don't understand the Dana White simps or the people that just take every word that Dana White says and, take it as 100% fact, because it's not. So there's people who basically will gobble up anything the UFC says, and they're perfectly fine with that, and they accept it as reality, and it's disgusting. Wade, thank you for the $2 super chat. Am I wrong for thinking Oliveira beats Islam part 2? I don't believe that, but Oliveira, I mean, the way he fought in the first one, even though he got outclassed, I mean, if he can be more, if he can be just a little bit more reserved and a little bit more technical, I wouldn't mind seeing that rematch one day, to be honest. I think it's possible, but I would pick Islam. So, yeah. I don't think you're crazy. I do not think you're crazy, but I disagree with you, even though I don't believe you're crazy. Okay, where are we at? I'm always thirsty. Hey, Joey, hopefully you surpass 6,666 subscribers soon, or followers. I'm sorry, I'm a numbers guy. I'm sure you will in no time. Let me take a look. Yeah, I'm at 6,661. So, therefore, it shows up on my channel as 6.66. If you guys are watching and you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel so we can get past 6.66. If you have not yet liked the stream, like the stream. I would greatly appreciate it. Run up the likes. But appreciate you in the thin air. Long-time supporter. Greatly appreciate it. I hope everything's well with you and your channel, man. Lauren Murphy's going to get absolutely destroyed on Saturday. I hope so. I agree, but I also hope so. Yeah, we can't trust Jones with all the outside noise. I wonder the same thing, hoping for the best. Yeah, I'm hoping we don't get ended up with a broken heart. It could very well be one of those things that just breaks our heart, because that'll suck. Imagine if Jones pops or gets arrested or, anything along those lines. Did the altitude play a factor in the Usman fight, and who do you favor? I mean, it definitely played a factor, but I think that's just a cheesy narrative that people, spoon feed for the reason his performance was bad. These fighters are going to do that. Leon Edwards was tired in the 5th round against Nate Diaz. Okay? So at the end of the day, Leon has a little bit suspicious cardio. I think the altitude is just the crutch they're using to excuse his poor performance in the fight, regardless if he got the win. Rounds 2 through 4 were dominant rounds for Kamaru Usman. If Jones pops again, what happens to his legacy? It's in the toilet. It's gone. Have you heard about James Lynch? Yes, I have heard about James Lynch. I posted about it on my Twitter. It's disgusting. It's egregious. It's disturbing. I hope he's able... For those of you who don't know, he was hacked. Somebody stole his Twitter. Somebody stole his YouTube channel. Somebody stole his Gmail. And it's not as simple as just, calling somebody up and getting it back. It's difficult. You got to submit like online forms, and you got to wait days to hear back from Google. And he's in the process of trying to get his channel back right now. So it's super unfortunate. If anybody wants to go follow his backup channel, I'll post a link for you guys real quick. If you guys want to go do that. Maybe comment on his video. Tell him you're showing some support. Let me see if I can post it real quick. James Lynch. I know I subscribed to his new backup channel. So here it is. There you go. Yeah, if you guys want to go subscribe to this channel, in case there's a chance he may never get his channel back. So if you guys want to go subscribe to this channel for him, you can see updates on what's going on with him, and I posted the link in the chat, and I'm sure he would appreciate the support. It's just super unfortunate. I mean, dude's got 40K subscribers or 41K subscribers, and for something like this to happen to him, it's really disturbing. It's actually stressing me out, to be honest. I feel bad for him. He's a great guy. And, to lose all that hard work, I'm hoping that he can get it back. I'm sure YouTube has a process. This happens all the time. YouTube has a process of figuring it out. But you know how, these massive companies run, and it's going to be a pain in the ass. I'm sure it might take a week, might take 3 days, but he's trying to put everything in motion. He's trying to get his Gmail back. He's trying to get his Twitter back. If he can get his Gmail back, I think it'll help him out substantially. But I don't know. I don't know every single detail. I've talked to him a little bit here and there. He's been kind of keeping people updated on Twitter. But yeah, in case for some reason he does have to start a new channel, which would be flabbergasting, go subscribe to him on that channel. I just posted the link in the chat, guys. And he has a video on there explaining the entire situation, which is just, I couldn't imagine. I'm just sick for him, honestly. I'm sick to my stomach for him. It's terrible. So if you guys want to go do that, there you go. Do you think, who do you got, Jones or Gane? I'm going Johnny Bones Jones. He always finds a way to rise to the occasion. So, yeah, I got Jon Jones in that one. But it's going to be a tough one, for sure. And it makes me want to start a backup channel. I'm thinking about starting a second channel now because I'm stressed out for him. I don't know what I would post on there if I'd post anything. Just post a second channel just to have it. Okay. I wonder if I could start a second MMA channel and just do something on there. I don't know what I would do on there. Maybe like an hour MMA podcast a week, and just do like a recap of all the weekly topics on there, and it'd be interesting. Be like a solo podcast type deal. The MMA Joey podcast. I don't know. I wouldn't even know what to name the YouTube channel, to be honest. But that's something for the future. Do you think Islam will hold on to the belt for more than 2 years? I will say yes, he does. He's just so dominant, and the skill set is going to be difficult to beat. Yeah, she got the Edwards-Usman type head kick on Contender Series. Now she signed to fight Carl Rosa's girlfriend. And Rosa is fighting next week against Dumont. That's going to be interesting. I'll have to keep that in mind. I did not know that. Francis is going to be irrelevant in another organization. The UFC will move on without looking back. Okay. What does it matter if he's irrelevant? If he's still cashing checks, what does it matter? I mean, I couldn't imagine, I don't care if Francis Ngannou is irrelevant or not, I cheer the guy on. I wish him the best, but what's it matter? If he's making plenty good money, if he's irrelevant to the casual MMA fan, what's it matter? I'll follow him. I'll follow him for the most part wherever he goes. I'm not going to watch, some bullshit like celebrity boxing if that happens, but doesn't matter to me one way or another. I really wish we could have gotten Allen versus Holloway as a featured fight on UFC 286. What other UK star can you see them putting on the card? Shame Aspinall's injured as well. Aspinall said most likely he won't fight on that card, but he said he wouldn't rule it completely out. Allen's always injured. Allen said they offered him like a co-main event. Was it against Holloway? Did they specify? But as far as UK star, Paddy Pimblett's not fighting on that card, so I don't know. I guess the only UK star you're getting is probably Leon Edwards. Hill or Glover? I'm going Jamal Hill. I have a full breakdown and prediction on the channel. Go check it out. Honestly, an 8-fight deal at 35 is crazy. Yeah, that is crazy. I didn't think of it like that. I know Francis didn't go into boxing. He'll target Fury. That doesn't come to fruition. Francis versus Wilder would be a marvelous sporting spectacle between two of the heaviest hands in history. Yeah, no matter where he goes, he's going to get paid. At least big once. If wants my respect, he should call out Francis. That's what I would do. Imagine that. I'd tune in for that, okay? You guys want to know what it takes for me to tune in some YouTuber's boxing match? Francis Ngannou. Call out Francis. That's what I would do if I was Jake. But I guess if he's already making big checks fighting bums, why not? Where was I at? MMA Junkie just posted on Twitter Jon Jones interview saying he wants to beat Gane and then Stipe and then figure out he promises fans at least 2 more fights. 2 more fights after those 2 or 2 more fights as in those 2 fights? I'll pay Ngannou anything to knock Ali's head into the 3rd row. That would be great. I'd sign up for Francis Ngannou versus Ali Abdelaziz. What do you think Jones' thoughts on considering it took him 3 years to get a new deal? I don't know. At one point, Dana White was saying Jon Jones don't want to fight. Ngannou versus Dylan White as a warm-up? Sure. Book it. Do you agree bantamweight is the most stacked division? Yes. Bantamweight is just so stacked. Who is next for Hamzat? I wanted to see this Colby Covington. Bilal versus Hamzat. That'd be fire. Will you be rocking the Venom gear during the premiere Power Slap tomorrow? I'm always rocking Venom gear. So, to be fair, $8 million for 3 fights isn't a bad deal at all. I hope he can get something better because he turned out really bad for him after seeing that interview, because this might turn out really bad for him after seeing that interview. How can it turn, if he's already rich and he doesn't care about money, how can it turn out bad for him? I don't understand that thought process. I love how Dana's default move is he doesn't want to fight every single time UFC since Eat It Up. I know. Joey, saying you want to see all fights under one banner is selfish and only fans serve as the fans. I know. That's what I said. I said that same thing that you just said. What's up, Tommy? Excited to see Jonathan Almeida. Finally, he's going to fight Shamil Abdurakhimov. About time. Jones should be arrested. It's insane that he can beat his wife and be rewarded with a heavyweight title shot. Yeah. See, I don't know. I never really covered that because it's like we never got any concrete answer. There was no, I don't want to sound like I'm a court of law, but there was no charges ever pressed. There was no, he was arrested and then released. Like, nothing ever came of it. So, let's see. Where was that at? Hit and run. A day after he was blah, 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 he was responded. Blood on her face and a bump on her lip consistent with someone who had been struck. Jones left to go out with friends while clothing was from Chapped. Jones returned. He was belligerent. Pulled her hair. She claims the hair pulling was the extent of the physicality between the two and claimed the blood on her face and clothing was from chapped lips. She also declined a temporary order. Yeah, who knows? I don't know. The thing is, it didn't look good. It is disgusting that he's being rewarded for it. But you never know. Maybe, as hard as that is to believe, maybe it's true. We don't have a video of it. We don't know. So I hate to say it. It may very well be true. But, yeah, it definitely didn't look good. And it's just one of those things that you never got any finality to it. So there's really nothing legally that he ever had to take account for. But yeah, I mean, the UFC's a hypocrisy all the time. I'm upset Jeff Molina got removed from the UFC due to Mr. James. He was on a winning streak. Is he officially cut now? I saw something, apparently all he did was bet on fights. I saw that somewhere. I don't know. But very interesting. BKFC should set up Ngannou versus Dana. I'd sign up for that. I'd sign up to watch that. Do you believe in ring rust? I think it could be different for each fighter. Honestly, I doubt Jones in this fight because I feel like everyone think he'd win. I'm sure you've seen the odds, and we know Jones at his best wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, that is true. But you would doubt, honestly, I would doubt Jones. I feel like everyone would think he would win. I don't know if everyone thinks he'd win. Merab versus Jan might be happening. Joey, how do you feel about that fight? I like it. I hope Jan whoops Merab's ass. I hate Merab. If you were interviewed for a job and Ngannou showed that much uncertainty and what he wants in his career like he did in the interview today, would you hire him? But it wasn't a job interview. You can't say, hey, somebody did this interview just talking to somebody. Would you hire them based on that? It wasn't a job interview. So that question doesn't make any sense. But if I thought he could do the job that I wanted to hire him for, I would hire him for the job. O'Malley, the best striker at bantamweight. Sugar Sean, Piotr Jan, no grappling. Who wins? Piotr Jan. Saw today Jeff Molina got cut and Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury's official. Any thoughts? Not on the second one. Jeff Molina getting cut. the conspiracy run deeper. I can't wait to see what comes of it. YouTuber boxing getting really annoying with all the media guys giving guys like, yeah, I know, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. They gobble it up because they want it. They want the attention of the clicks. That's all they want. That's it. Just those two fights. Referring to MMA Junkie post, I love Francis. I rewatched a few of his recent fights today. He's just a beast in the cage. That he is. That he is an absolute beast in the cage. It's sad. It's sad for us fans. It's a massive letdown for us fans, to be quite honest. But if he's happy, I'm happy for him, you know. Yeah, I seen Marab posted fight news coming soon. But I'm also seeing at 8:24, contrary to reports earlier today, the UFC said that Jeff Molina has not been cut. They're deciding pending the outcome of the commissioner's investigation. Yeah, so that's what I saw. I wonder who else Marab could fight, though. Could he fight? Could he end up fighting Umar Nurmagomedov? That'd be crazy. I doubt they would make that yet, though. In an interview, Jon Jones promised 2 fights only, Gane and Stipe. He's not sure what happens after that. Any thoughts? Yeah, I mean, he's getting up there in age. Who knows what's bound to happen in those Gane and Stipe fights? I would love to get Jon for another 5-6 fights, but you never know. He's getting up there in age. He's wasted a lot of his career on suspensions. I mean, at this point, what has he wasted? 5-6 years? It's always going to be what could have been with Jones. Can you do a video on the Francis interview with Ariel Helwani and give your thoughts? Guru did one. I don't know. Maybe somebody asked me this earlier, and I said maybe. I think it was in the Discord. I don't remember. Maybe, I don't know. I gotta watch the full thing, but maybe I'll think about it. Maybe I'll just do an updated video in general about Ngannou if I feel like it's worthy. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't feel like there's a lot to take away. He wanted out, he got out, and I don't know. I'll get back to you on that one. What a shit show with Molina. Yes, dude. Imagine he threw away his career for that. I'm here, Joey. Sorry, been mad busy lately. No problem. Appreciate you nonetheless. Let me rephrase that. I would only doubt Jones if everyone thought he had this win easily. Okay, I see what you're saying. Who do you predict to headline UFC Brooklyn card? Possibly Sugar Show versus Henry for an interim belt. I'm going to go with Adesanya Pereira 2, April. Adesanya Pereira 2 in April. Joey, can you say... I don't know what you're saying there. John Morgan got an interview with Jon Jones. I know Colby's fuming right now. Maybe. I don't know. Colby's in witness protection. I don't know if he's watching the internet right now. I don't know if he has access to the internet. Do you think the UFC locked Jon Jones into an 8-fight deal just to lock him in at a particular rate until his retirement? I doubt Jones will fight more than 8 times. Most likely, yes. He's not fighting 8 times, I don't believe. That's what they want to do. They want to lock everyone into a long-term deal. They would like to lock everyone into a long-term deal. And it only benefits the UFC. So, yeah, look, already the MMA Twitter. Hamzat Chimaev planning to move up into 185 just because Gilbert Burns said so. Jeez Louise. Full articles on that shit. Will you follow Francis' boxing career, fighting the likes of Wilder, Joshua? I feel like that's most likely path he's always talked about boxing as #1 dream. Yeah, I'll follow it to a certain extent. I'm not a big boxing person, but I'll probably watch it. Probably check it out. Why is this still... I don't understand. I'm just getting out of this. So annoying. Ow. Where was I at? Guys, keep throwing questions in the chat. I'm also going to be live tomorrow for the weekly live chat. Let me know this. Yes or no, guys. Will you follow Francis into boxing? Will you follow Francis into boxing? Ngannou held up the division. Good riddance. He did not hold up the division, so that's false. The division's never been held up because nobody's defended the belt more than once a year anyway. Joey, I want to become a member, but I feel like I need a little more value. How many people? Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Calm down. Calm down, bro. It's $3. All right. If you don't want to, you don't need to be. But if you want to, that's fine too. If anybody wants to become a member of the channel, it is $3. The link is in the description. If you feel like it's not enough value to be a Discord member, to get a badge next to your name, to get custom emojis, to get extra live streams, in addition to all the other content I do for 100% free for you guys, if you don't think it's enough value, don't sign up. If you do, and you want to support the channel, feel more than free to. Nobody's pointing a gun at your head. I'll watch Francis box anyone. Agreed. Do a poll, Joey. I don't know, man. I kind of hate doing polls, to be honest. Yes. Yeah, I want to see him box. If not mistaken, I believe he started with boxing. I slightly follow boxing, so I'll follow Francis boxing. I'll probably just check it out to check it out. Ngannou isn't a draw. He's probably asking for more than he's actually worth. Okay, I mean, you don't know if we really don't know if he's a draw or not because we don't have access to those pay-per-view numbers. I think you commented earlier and said, he only sold 200K pay-per-view buys. I told you, send me a link to a legitimate article that provides that information. There's not one that exists. And even 200,000 pay-per-view buys, which is factually incorrect and unproven, that generates, what, $15 million? Then on top of that, you have the gate, the live gate at the arena. There's another 10 million, so there's 25 million. And then you have also all the advertisers who want to be on the pay-per-view because it's got a big heavyweight main event. So there's probably another 10 million right there. So there's $40 million they're making off the lowest selling pay-per-view. Minus expenses, I know that, so knock it down to 30. You can't tell me he can't get 5 of that? Definitely following Ngannou, whatever he does. Fair enough. I'm glad. Yeah, I'll follow him. He's a beast, and anyone who says no wants attention. Agreed. Is there a good chance Cody loses to Julio? It's possible. Cody's chin's just terrible. How many extra live streams are there, or is it random? When I do a bunch of live streams throughout the week, as soon as they're done, a lot of times, like the extra ones, I'll private for members only. There's probably about 40 to 50 out if I had to guess. This one may go up on there. I haven't decided. I don't like to clog up my feed with live streams because after the fact, a lot of people aren't clicking on 2-hour streams. So a lot of times I private them for members only. What's next for Cruz and does he win? What's next for Cruz and does he win? I'd like to see him fight. I don't know. I kind of want to see him fight TJ Dillashaw. But TJ's going to be out for at least a year, I would say, while he takes PEDs. There's really not a lot of good options for him. Yeah, there's not a lot of good options. They're probably going to feed him to Chris Gutierrez, which I don't want to see. Or they're going to feed him to Umar. I could see them doing Dominic versus Umar. Will the absence of Krause and Moreno's corner affect him? It could very well. I mentioned that in my prediction video. I mentioned that in my prediction video. No, boxing is boring as shit. Every match I've seen is just clinched. I never really paid attention to boxing too much myself. Joey, do you hate Luke Stracy MMA? He said he wants to collab. I don't even know who that is. And that's no disrespect to anyone. I'm not trying to act like nothing crazy. Send me a link. Where is this set at? I need to know. Give me a timestamp and let me know who this is. Let me search this real quick, just out of curiosity. Is this trying to get me to say something weird? No, I see it really exists. I don't know. Where'd you see this at? I don't know. I'm not really big on collabs, but I don't know. If you guys want, look, I'm not telling you to go out and bother anyone, all right? If you want to see me collab with someone, most of the time, you're going to have to harass them to hit me up because I'm just not a person. I'm not good at reaching out to people. I'm not good at setting stuff up. It's just I'm just kind of just minding my own business. And also on top of that, I can't be what's the word I'm looking? I can't be fake. I can't sit there and pretend like I watch everyone's videos and this and that. I don't really watch anyone's videos, okay? There's a few people in the MMA community that have shown me support throughout the time I've started my channel. And I stop in their live streams, show them a little bit of support, interact a little bit there. That's the extent to my MMA YouTube presence outside of my own channel. Okay, I don't really watch anything, so it's hard for me to be like, oh, I got to do something with this guy or that guy. So it's just I don't know. But yeah, you're gonna have if you guys want to see certain people do collabs with me, you're gonna have to ask them, and then I still can't even tell you if they hit me up. I promise to do that because I don't know. I don't know. It's just something weird about me. I don't really like. I don't know. If if I'm talking to somebody, I have the inability to be fake. So if I think someone's like really dumb, I'm gonna be really mean, and I don't want to be put in a position ever to act like that. Not that I'm saying anything about that person in general. I'm just saying, so I have to be very, very selective about what I do because I don't ever want to go out of my way to, hurt someone's feeling or look like a dick because I can't be fake. I can't be fake. It's just not possible for me. You hate throwing up polls because you found out that watchers like Strickland matchup over Gastelum. Fair enough. What's up, Joey? Do you play UFC 4? I hate UFC 4. I hate EA Sports. I miss the THQ games. No way Cody loses to Julio. Cody's chin's a massive off button. So, yeah, I think it's possible, but I don't think it's likely. I don't think it's likely, but it's possible. Get rid of women's 135 and 45. You have to be in Jessica I's corner. I would rather be in Jessica I's corner so I could yell, "Here we go, evil! Here we go!" If you don't know what I'm talking about, the video's on my Instagram. Cruz versus Umar, that could actually be interesting. I could see Cruz upset by decision. It would be very interesting, but I would feel bad to see Cruz lose to Umar because I'd pick Umar. Do you think James Krause is going to go to prison? Gut feeling, no. You're at 6.66K subs? Yes, I am. Go subscribe. Go subscribe. Is Chris Gutierrez going to take the Cheeto Vera roadmap? It's possible. It is very, very possible. Gutierrez is nasty. After that Frankie Edgar win, he could get a big fight next. He was live 2 days ago. You got a timestamp or what? I want to hear this. It doesn't matter. What does Stipe need to do to beat Gane or Jones? I don't want to see Stipe fighting for a title. I have no desire to see Stipe fighting for a title. So, for me personally, the fact that, Stipe's been out electively for many, many years, and, he's out there. He's retired at this point. He's already, out there, answering calls at the fire department, putting out fires. And if you're going to electively sit out for 3 years, I don't want to ever see you fight again. I don't want to see Stipe grab a belt. And Stipe's the definition of hold-up divisions. So let him be a fighter. Let him work for the fire department. End of the day. It'll be... Oh, no. What did I do? It'll be cool. You and Lucas... Oh, I was saying like Luke Tracy. Lucas Tracy MMA. Okay. Who you have went and got a Jon Jones and Ciryl? That just gave me a brain aneurysm, but I'm going Jon Jones. He asked, okay, Joey, look at the thumbnail of the latest slap video on UFC. It's on the UFC's channel? It's on the UFC channel? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Let me go take a look. Let me go to YouTube. Why are they... This shit intermingling is so annoying. Power slap, road to the title. This shit's an embarrassment. Who's watching this garbage? I'm telling you guys, this slap bullshit is an insult to the intelligence of young men, okay? This is what they think of you guys, okay? This is what they think of us. I'm not old. What am I saying you guys for? They think, oh, look, these dumb, 18 to 30-year-olds, oh, they're going to like grown men slapping each other around. This shit's an embarrassment. Solid channel. Thank you for filling me in, Victor. Did DC surprise you in how he looked early in the second Bones fight? Seems like he looked really good and was arguably up 2-0. I don't remember him being up 2-0. I don't remember him being up 2-0. I'll do a collab with you. Do you even have a Channel Blaze one? I didn't even know that, dude. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It's something I want to mix in on the channel. But it's, I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of it because, I don't know. It's just not in me. It's just got to be a perfect fit for me. But maybe it's something I'm going to mix in more in the future, dude. But no promises. But I'm going to be honest. I didn't even know you had a channel. I'm going to be honest. I apologize for that. You've been a long-time supporter. I think I checked at one point. Maybe you just started making videos. You'll have to let me know on that. But I wish you the best, Blaze One. And maybe it's something I'll do in the future. Does Figgy drop Moreno at least once this week? I'm going to say no. Collab with Jesse on Fire. Yeah. I'm gonna just ignore that one. I just subscribed to this channel. Glad I found it. I'm a casual MMA fan, and I have been searching for MMA channel that call it as they see it, not a channel that kiss UFC's ass or Bellator's. Appreciate you, Mercer54. Also, if you noticed in the MMA community, we've talked about this since I started my channel. I had 500 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, 100 subscribers. I talked about this on this channel. The MMA community tries to be a super exclusive community. Like you can't like MMA. I liked it first. Or they laugh at certain questions and they try to exile casual fans. And casual gets a bad name. Casual gets a bad rap. The way the casual's just thrown around. It's basically anybody who doesn't know everything about MMA. It's now a casual. Even though at one point everyone was a casual. And on this channel, I try to talk about things from a standpoint that hardcore fans can understand and enjoy. But also, if you're new to the sport, I try to quickly and clearly fill you in on details. And I'm never, ever, 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 ever kissing the UFC or Bellator's ass, or anyone's ass for that matter. What about MMA experts? I actually did a collab with him already, Brendan. He had me on his channel. He hit me up. I went on his channel randomly. But if you want me to go on his channel again, hit him up, dude. Hit him up. I'm just not good at reaching out to people, man. I'm terrible at it. Patty Mills, thank you for the $5 super chat. That power slap belt is so ridiculous. It's so sick. I ain't said no one. I don't know. I was reading multiple messages at a time. Let me reread that. Patty Mills, thank you for the $5. The power slap belt is so sick, said no one. I think it's an embarrassment to have Dana White carrying that around as, he just got done slapping his wife around in the club at 53. So, yeah, it's an embarrassment. Who would want to carry that belt around? The Combat Veteran, thank you for your $5 super chat. I ain't going to lie. What are you, an MMA expert or an MMA news reporter? Wish the best of, and don't let it ruin the game like Jay on Fire. To be honest, I don't know what I am. I'm not an MMA expert. I'm not an MMA news reporter. What I am is a hardcore MMA fan who tries to discuss all the different MMA topics from as close to an unbiased perspective as possible. And also try to break down fights. As somebody who's watched fights for years, I'm not out there. I'm not a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I'm not a professional boxer, kickboxer, obviously. But I just try to break down fights, give you guys predictions, and give you guys, cover the news of MMA, and try to give you all those little intricate details that someone who doesn't follow the sport as religiously as I do, you can watch my channel and get the information quickly, efficiently, and clearly. And then on top of that, what I also try to do is I try to not be one of those channels who's obsessed with betting. I try not to be one of those channels that's just like crazy biased towards their favorite fighters. Like no matter what, you already know who they're going to pick before they pick them, or already know their takes before they give them. So that's what I try to do. I'm just covering MMA from a fan's perspective the best I can as somebody who's been watching the sport for 12 years. You will not, if you follow this channel, and I'm going to continue to do this channel for many, many years, whether this channel has 10,000 subs, which will happen this year, whether it has 50,000 subs, which will happen in the next couple of years, whether it has 100,000 subs eventually. The same person I am right this very second, you can save this live stream, save this moment right here. If I have 100K subscribers, there is nothing that will necessarily change in terms of the way I think and the way I approach my content in a way. Obviously, everyone has to evolve and improve, but I'm not going to start, being some UFC shill. There's some people who just simp the UFC 24/7. It's an embarrassment. But thank you, the Combat Veteran, for the $5. Thank you, Patty Mills, for the $5 super chat. I greatly appreciate your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you again. How does Usman Nurmagomedov do against Michael Chandler? Either Michael Chandler knocks him out in the first round or Usman finishes him in like the fourth round. I'll go Usman finishes him later in the fight. What about MMA Expert? I already answered that. Yeah, if you guys want me to collab with other MMA YouTubers, you're going to have to ask them. You're going to have to ask them. I'm just not a type of person that can reach out like that. I feel like I'm asking somebody for a favor, and I don't like to feel that way. I'm glad Tracy Cortez dropped that loser Ortega. Fair enough. Fair enough. Figgy KO's Moreno. He goes 2-0 without the nut shot deduction. Okay. Does Prime Favor do anything against current day Sugar Sean? He could probably out wrestle him, to be honest. But I'd probably pick Sugar Sean. Joe, you've been on the grind late. I'm always on the grind, my friend. Francis said he was going to be able to be good for March. Dana said he wasn't. Who's lying? Probably Dana. Most likely Dana. Stipe was an active champ. Is that serious? He fought once a year as well. What does Justin have to do to beat Raphael? Be super defensively responsible. What made it worse was the UFC calling him the heavyweight GOAT, thus making him think he's important. Stipe now feels like he will never fight down. Yeah, I think Stipe has like an entitled presence when it comes to what he deserves and doesn't deserve. But that being said, the UFC tried to do him dirty with the DC Brock Lesnar shit. That slapping shit only works in street fights, okay? Slap fighting is male equivalent to prostitution. Fair enough. Do you think McGregor will fight 3 more times before he call it quits? I don't know. I could see McGregor wasting all of his prime and then like fighting when he's old and getting brutally KO'd all the time. Yes, Blaze does have a channel. Now I feel bad that I didn't know that. I apologize for that. Boy, Dana's lucky for the UFC because all other organizations have failed pretty badly. Yeah, but I mean, I guess also he's partially responsible for that. I don't think he's the end-all be-all, but he is responsible for that as well. Power slap is the NASCAR of combat sport. Dale Earnhardt Jr. come around the track. Flat Earth. If Conor comes back and loses against Chandler, does he retire? No. Probably rematch Chandler. Thank you again, Patty. For real, only young men and old heads that haven't done shit in their life going to watch that. Yeah. Imagine enjoying. I feel like Sean O'Malley fans will enjoy that. I feel like Sean O'Malley fans will definitely enjoy it. So what do you think about Jones fighting Stipe? Jones said he definitely wanted to fight him, called him the greatest heavyweight champion ever. I'd hate to see Stipe sit out for 3 years and then come back and fight Jones. I really hate to say that. Could you see McGregor coming back out of nowhere and doing one fight when he's 40? Definitely. I could even see him fighting him when he's 50. What's up, Billy? So what do you think about Jon Jones? I already read that. Thank you for supporting us casuals. I just started 2 years ago. Yeah, I remember you telling me. I remember you telling me something like you appreciate it, having a place, because it's weird. The MMA community is just one of those communities that'll be like, I liked it first. You can't like it. Blaze 1, thank you for the 11 months of membership. Dana beat his wife for the slap belt. That is true. That is true. Thank you for the 11 months of membership. I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Who do you have winning out of Jones versus Gane? I got Jon Jones. He always rises to the occasion. There's a belt for that league. Ouch, that makes it worse. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And Dana's like, this is a great sport and it's wildly entertaining. I think that shit's going to be gone within a year and a half. By the mid-2024, it'll be gone. The slap between Dana and his wife was a promo for Slap League. They should just edit it right in. I would just lean into it at this point if I was him. Jesse let the fame get to him. I'm really starting to get annoyed by his videos. I have not watched any of his videos since I didn't even know he existed until like a year ago. I was doing some Diego Sanchez videos and people were saying Jesse on Fire did a video like this, or you did a video like Jesse on Fire, which I didn't even know he existed at the time. But yeah, I don't watch his content. I think it's more funny they have Jason Herzog as the actual ref for Slap League. Did not know that. Just don't get how people have issues with stuff like Slap League but watch Chandler fights. Yeah, I don't get the people who were taking like the moral high ground saying this is so bad for their health and this and that. I don't care about that. I just think it's stupid in general, you know? Your dong grows a bit when the fame hits. Okay. Michael, that was a legendary comment. There you go. Michael's legendary. I don't know if we talked about this, but Joe Rogan is out for 283. Paul Felder's in. Did you like my comment in my Burns video where I said we're definitely going to hear he's in real trouble here? He's in real trouble here. MMA Guru versus MMA Joey. He insisted. Who insisted that? Who's insisting that? Hypothetically speaking, if you had 100K subscribers, would you take advertisement? I'm only asking because you have been critical of people like Chael, amongst others, doing things like that. That's not what I've criticized. I've criticized when people have 6-minute videos, they have an intro, an outro, an advertisement somewhere plotted in there in the beginning, and they talk in circles for the 2 minutes they actually talk about the topic. So it's not the fact that they have advertisements, it's the way it's presented, and it's the whole entire presentation of the video in general. It's not the advertisement itself. But I probably would, but I don't know. I don't really like the idea of putting ads in my videos. I really don't. Like, YouTube already puts ads on there. I don't know. It would have to be for the right price, and it would have to be the right scenario. But I don't know. I can't really answer that question. Yes, it's possible. Right now, I've got offers for that type of stuff before. Nothing crazy by any means, but I haven't done any of it. It's just, I don't know. It's not in me to sit here and try to advertise stuff to you guys. Like, for example, here's an advertisement that I thought of I would love to have in the future, and I think I'll be able to get. The guy that makes these bobbleheads. I would love to get a sponsorship from him because that's something I actively buy. So if he sends it to me and then pays me a little bit, I can advertise it on my channel. But it's something I like anyway. It's not because I'm being paid to, I don't feel like I'm pushing it on you just because I'm getting paid. If that makes sense. I hope that all made sense. The Combat Veteran, thank you for the $2 super chat. Put ads up. We will support. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I don't know what's liable to happen in the future. But yeah, MMA fans can't get enough of the Manscaped ads. I'm sure I could get a sponsorship with them. I mean, look at this. Look at this. If I couldn't sell you Manscaped, I might as well get off the internet. I got the best beard on MMA YouTube. I'll tell you that much. I got the best beard on MMA YouTube. And if there's someone with a better one, you got to let me know. Uriah Faber was overrated as a fighter. I think he's a better coach. Okay. Maybe, maybe not. Stipe fought DC back-to-back, defended 4 times. He was the most active heavyweight champ. All right, let's put that to the test, my friend. Let's put that to the test. Let me take a look. Most active. Okay, so he won the belt against Fabricio Werdum. He fought same time that year. So he fought twice that year. Then he defended once in 2017. He defended once in 2018, but then lost the belt in 2018. So he fought twice in 2018. And then, what I'm specifically talking about, the last 3 years, he fought once in 2019, he fought once in 2020, and he fought once in 2021. He sat out virtually all of 2021 because he fought early in 2021. He sat out all of 2022, and he's going to sit out the majority of 2023. So he's going to sit out 3 years by the time he returns and walk into a title shot. I hate it with Jon Jones. I hate the fact that Jon Jones is walking into a title shot. It's infuriating. So not super active, but maybe if you look at actual title fights, maybe, but he's not been super active. He fought 3 times in 3 years. So, okay, where was I at? Jesse's stuff is the same over and over. Then Schaub says, boy, what the F, unreal. Yeah, I wouldn't watch that shit. You got to just abandon it. If you don't like it, abandon it. No one's forcing you to watch it. Don't watch it. I wouldn't. Stipe should only fight Jones if Jones loses to Gane. Yeah, Stipe would probably get an immediate title shot because now there's not Ngannou there anymore. Hell no, DS fanboys going to love that shit. Fair enough. I love Cain Velasquez, but he stayed injured when he was champion. Yeah, he was always out too. The slap league's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. Fair enough. You think Nick Diaz isn't fighting again? He probably will, but he shouldn't. I swear to God, if Dana Simps defends that slap league, stop. They will. They will. They will. So is that what an open weight taking unprotected shots to the head over and over? Yeah, it is disturbing. Do you watch Dana White's press conference after the fights? 50-50. A lot of times I'm doing my own post-fight shows, so it's 50-50. If you guys, do me a favor, if you guys have not liked the stream yet, like the stream. I would greatly appreciate it if you guys would like the stream. We got over 70 people in here. We got 31 likes on the stream. I'll be doing another stream like this tomorrow night as well. Jesus Christ is the truth. Reach out, nothing but respect. Okay? Power slap was a trend already that came and went. I don't know what Dana's thinking. He's addicted to engagement and numbers. Yeah, he's always talking about, oh, this is trending really well on Instagram. Get off the coke, man. Thoughts on Jeff Molina being involved with the Cross situation? Could we see more fighters being suspended? It's possible, but from what I understand, his defense is all he did was just bet on fights. He didn't have anything to do with the actual scandal itself. From what I've seen a post like that. Who has a better chance to get upset this weekend, Terrence or Gilbert? Terrence. We now don't have to hear he's in real trouble here until 285 probably. That is true. MMA Joey and Guru would make a good podcast since they're both drastically different takes. I did not know that, but fair enough. The main card of 284 is looking weak aside from the title fights. Why is Justin Tafa versus Parker Porter on the main card? I guess because Tafa's Australian, I would assume. Does Drogon purposely overreact when the camera's on him after a crazy finish? Yes. I turned on a Chael Sonnen video after immediately he said Ciryl was outstruck by Tuivasa. Dude, Chael's an idiot. Chael's an idiot. If MMA fans can't get enough of the Manscaped ads, yeah, Manscaped's probably getting ready to hit me up because there's not a better beard out there right now. If Jones loses a return fight to Ciryl Gane, will he retire? Probably not. Thank you again for the super chat, Combat Veteran. Thank you. Hey, Joey, you and Guru are my favorite content creators. Sometimes I disagree with you, but you always keep it real and get straight to the point. Keep it up. Appreciate you, Secret Juice. Yeah, I'm always just trying to give you my opinion. I'm not trying to force it on you. I'm just trying to explain the way I feel and how I came to that assumption. And, you may not necessarily agree with me, but you'll understand how I got to there. And there's a lot of people on YouTube in general who basically, I like to call it filler talk. They talk in circles with no real information just for the sake of extending the video. You will never see a video on this channel, ever, where you think, will this guy get to the point? Is he talking just to talk? And I know some people, there's some people that say it about my prediction videos because I talk about the resumes beforehand and I talk about the tail of the tape and I go through previous fights. But the point is, throughout that dissection of their resumes, I'm kind of giving little points here and there for how I could see the fight going. That's the point of that. And people enjoy the detailed breakdowns. So I like to do that, but you will never see me talking just to talk to extend a video. And there's a lot of content creators out there that you're watching the videos and you're like, okay, this motherfucker's just talking to talk right now. And you're like, this is worthless to watch. That will never be this channel. Joey, if Brandon Moreno loses his fourth fight with Figgy, do you think he moves up? No. I think he waits till Figgy retires or moves up himself. Where do you get the bobblehead link? It's MMAbobblehead.com, I believe. Best beard, hands down, no competition. I thought so. Joey, your beard is absolutely immaculate. Believe it or not, this beard, I mean, like, it grows so fast. If I want to keep it looking half decent, I gotta like trim it like every single day. Like right now, I'm on like 48 hours. Or no, wait a second. What's today? Tuesday? I trimmed this yesterday. And it's already starting to get a little bit, so it's like 24 hours. Tomorrow, I'll have to trim it up to make it look nice again. There's some videos on my channel where I let my beard grow out and it just looks horrible. It's just like, whoa. It's just massive and there's scraggly hairs everywhere. Yeah, so I appreciate the compliments. Let me see something real quick. Okay. Where was I at? Imagine if once a year all MMA YouTubers meet up in Vegas or something and did a podcast. I could see it hitting like 1 million views. I don't know about all of that. Come on now. I would argue, but I guess it'd be interesting. It'd be somewhat interesting. I would argue O'Malley has a better beard. Sorry. Okay. Guru Beard up there. Okay. I got Jon Jones or Gane holding the belt from a wow. Whoever win that matchup, though, I picked Jones. Whoever wins is going to be holding the belt for a while. Is that what you're saying? Okay, fair enough. Manscaping is more for shaving yourself down there than your facial hair. Okay, I did not know that. A dude in my city is selling the Bud Light logo from the UFC 100 Octagon mat for $700. What an embarrassment. What an absolute embarrassment. Joey reports are saying that Aljo Henry is going to headline 287 in Brooklyn. The co-main is going to be Nunes Pena. Where's those reports? Let me take a look. Is this on Twitter? Is this on Twitter? It should be on Twitter. I think you're just making shit up right now. I'm not seeing nothing. I'm not seeing shit. Yeah, I think you're full of it. I think you're full of it, my friend. Stipe, hypothetically speaking, if he was going to fight Jones, where does he have the advantage strength against Jones? Striking, maybe? Probably power, but we don't know until we see Jones debut at heavyweight. Thoughts on Jeff Molina getting released from the UFC? According to Mark Raimondi from ESPN, he has not been released from the UFC, but he will not be booked until the conclusion of the investigation. Even though it isn't right for him to get a title shot, light heavyweight GOAT versus heavyweight GOAT is super interesting to me still. Agreed. I do agree. Stipe's nothing but a tease. Dude holds up the division hostage every chance he gets. I have zero interest in watching him fight. For me, if Jon Jones comes back and looks like a savage against Ciryl Gane, I wish Stipe would beat someone up in the meantime. It would build that fight and make it even bigger. I think Cain Velasquez is the best heavyweight of all time. Did he have title defenses just like Stipe? I don't remember how many title defenses he had, but Cain Velasquez could have been the GOAT heavyweight, but he just didn't fight enough. He was always injured. Hey, Joey, what's up, Kyle? I can't wait for Jon Jones' return. I'm assuming that's what you meant. Farting out of the blue corner, Neil Magny's hairline. That is true. Joey, Font Yanez is a fight I've been calling for a while. This is the 135 fight of Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler. I'm looking forward to it. Please rank your most anticipated matchups that have already been announced for this year. Jon Jones, Ciryl Gane is number one. Number two is probably announced. See, that's where it gets a little bit tricky. Announced. Announced. Jones Cyryl's number 1. Fiziev Gaethje's up there. What else do we got? Volk Islam is kind of up there. But Jon Jones has to be number 1. And Usman Leon is up there as well. Chael Sonnen, that's all he does. I love that you generally read every comment, give your full opinion on it. It means a lot to see every single one of my comments getting read. Anytime. I do my best. Sometimes it gets a little bit crazy and I miss some here and there. And as the channel continues to grow, it's going to be harder and harder, but I'll do my best. 100% agree. Jesse is so bad for yapping about nothing. You know your stuff. There's a lot of people on YouTube that do that. So I don't even know that necessarily he does that, but there's a lot of people that do that. Do you use beard oil? I have maybe 4 times in my life. I have some right now. I want to start using it, but I used it one time. I want to say a week ago. I hadn't used it in a year. And I used it a week ago. I'm trying to remember which video it was. I'm trying to remember what video it was. And I went and watched it in 4K. I went and checked out the video afterwards. I want to say, was it the Strickland and Mavov prediction? Or was it this one? Let me take a look real quick. I think it was Usman versus Ronnie Barcelo's prediction. And I can see it in my beard in the video. It's glistening. So I don't know if I like that. But I kind of want to start using it if it helps keep some of the scragglies down. So I don't know. I might start using it. But I've only used it 3 times in my life. But I have some. I know that's a long answer to a dumb question. But you get my point. But basically to answer your question, not really. But I have before. Nobody talking about Alexandre Pantoja. I think he's going to be flyweight champ at the end of 2023. Watch my video of every champion at the end of 2023. My answer is Alexandre Pantoja. So I've talked about it. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Let's see. Where are we at? Nobody talking about Alexander. I read that. Joe, do you think Justin Gaethje's name will forever be tied to Michael Chandler? That was one of the best lightweights fight I've seen in a minute, back and forth action. I don't think it was that crazy good that it's going to be tied to forever, but maybe. I mean, they're going to look back at that fight and look at it finally. 3rd round was garbage, though. I think Gilbert Burns will run through Magny, beat Muhammad, then get the winner of Edwards Usman, and he will get the winner of either of them. Burns is champ end of 2023. I don't know if he's going to get a title shot in 2023. Bro, Nunes Pena 3 or wood chipper for sure. I forgot Juliana's Pena is the goats of women's striking, Joey. My bad. That is true. I mean, Juliana Pena just has such elite level striking. It's unbelievable. Jones is going to torch Gane. Imagine if he goes out there and just brutalizes him. Alexander Gustafsson 2 style. Thoughts on Joaquin Buckley at welterweight? Who should he fight first? I think he needs to move to welterweight. Let him fight Michael Chiesa. I'd like to see him versus Michael Chiesa. I hate Jones. Fair enough. Tashiro Taira is the next Japan flyweight champion. He's looked very good. I can't wait to see him test it. Jamal Hill winning the belt in the environment, what he would win would be awesome. Love Glover, but I'm rooting heavily for Jamal. I think he does win. I'm relieved no one has themselves since Yo Romero. No one has shit themselves. Yeah, Yo Romero Stoolgate 2.0. Magny vs. Burns is going to look like RDA Moicano, most likely. Can you please list 3 fights that Gilbert Burns could win that would get him back to a title shot? He's my favorite fighter. Definitely not Neil Magny. But let's say he beats Neil Magny. Then he goes and fights Bilal Muhammad. Beats Bilal Muhammad and then beats Colby. But even beating Bilal Muhammad would put him in a good position, to be honest. Vittori versus Roman Dolidze, that's an amazing matchup. Do you think there's a chance UFC will match Paddy the Baddy Pimblett with Michael Johnson? Doubt it. I think they'll probably give him Claudio Puelles. Joe, do you think there's even going to be a champ at the end of the year in every men's division? Probably not. UFC can't give him Paddy easy fights. His athletic prime is right now. They're probably going to give him easy fights for at least another year or 2. I mean, didn't he have a 4 title defenses just like Stipe? I don't remember. And I don't feel like looking it up right now, to be honest, but maybe. But Kane was super inactive. I hope they match Patty up with Tony. I hope that Tony brutally KOs him. That would be amazing. Thoughts on Tracy Cortez being back on the market? Doesn't really matter to me. Joey, why are you skipping all my questions? I have not. I've read pretty much everything, so I don't know what you're referring to. Tony Ferguson's hairline looks worse every time I see him. Yeah, that is really, really terrible. Yeah, I feel bad for him. And that Nate Diaz fight, it was looking good. It was looking good. It was not looking good. Sorry, I misspoke there. They also make beard balms that come in a waxy cake form that aren't as greasy. Either way, you should use a teeny amount. Word. I'll have to check that out. I'll order some on Amazon or something. Joe, I don't think Jorge's going to fight this year. I think he's going to be a money fight. He's just going to be a money fight. Dude, Jorge Masvidal is just so annoying. Dude literally thinks that he's some type of politician basically at this point. Basically, that's what he thinks he is. He's a politician. So, that's what he's going to do. I still think the UFC is going to give Patty Joe Lozon. That wouldn't surprise me either. Maybe Jim Miller. Michael Johnson would destroy Patty. Michael Johnson's just super inconsistent. I wish Stephen Thompson get a title shot. He's not getting a title shot. He would get out-grappled anyway. He doesn't want to fight anyone that has a wrestling background to begin with. Do you think Shavkat would brutally beat down Masvidal? Yes. He would whoop Masvidal's. Shavkat Rachmanov would whoop Jorge Masvidal's ass badly. He would whoop up on him so badly. Jorge Masvidal might be my least favorite fighter. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Jorge. He used to be one of my favorites. He turned into a clown after he kneed Ben Askren. Next time you go to the barber, ask for the blonde Tony Ferguson. Well, this time I asked him for the Neil Magny. I said, give me a Neil Magny with a hint of Damon Jackson. I think they did a damn good job. What do you think? I think they did a damn good job. I think I got the Neil Magny with a hint of Damon Jackson. You know what's crazy? And it seems like a trend on YouTube. MMA YouTubers hiding their hairlines. I've noticed, like, I didn't even notice till I went on his channel, but the MMA Experts wears the hat. What's his name? Guru wears the hat. It's like every MMA YouTuber wearing hats. There was somebody else I saw that wears a hat too. Oh, somebody mentioned him the other day. The Mexican guy, wearing a hat. I never even heard of him before the other day, basically. And he's wearing a hat too. I'm like, everyone's wearing hats. Is there some type of memo? Am I supposed to start wearing a hat here? But yeah, I don't know. What does Patty being double champ at Cage Warriors say about that? It says a lot about the quality of the level of competition. Wonderboy versus Leon would be interesting. Nah, Leon would out-grapple him easily. I think Leon would easily out-grapple Wonderboy. Thoughts on Gane versus Jones leaked on T-Mobile Arena billboard. Embarrassing for the UFC. Absolutely embarrassing for the UFC. Masvidal should fight Lynch. He's never taking that fight. Jorge's still flexing that Nate Diaz win. Yes, he is. He wants 3 title shots off a win over Nate Diaz. Yeah, that's crazy. Dubronx versus Dariush, one of the fights calling for in the lightweight division. I got Dariush. I just want to see Dariush versus Islam. Imagine Shavkat versus Hamzat would happen in 2023. I put that in my top fights I wanted to see in 2023. That's something. If Jones beats Gane, who's next? Probably Stipe, honestly. But it should be Curtis Blades, you're right. Joey, I honestly thought you were Hispanic. Believe it or not, in the summertime, I get really, 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 really dark. It's funny enough though. I've actually been asked. Some people have thought I'm part Middle Eastern of some sort. I've been asked that multiple times. Somebody asked me one time, "Are you from Iraq?" This was a while ago. This was like in spring or summer when I was like darker, had the beard going. It's like, no. They were halfway being funny, but that's been something I've been asked multiple times in my Middle Eastern of some sort. And the answer is no. Not that it matters. I wouldn't care if I was, honestly. That sounded like I was saying, like, oh, no, I don't want to be one of those. That's not what I was saying. Mexican martial arts, he's hilarious. I haven't really watched anything of his. Somebody said he mentioned me or something, but it was just very faintly. I don't know. If Jones beats Gane, who's next? Yeah, I think it's probably Stipe, but it should be Curtis Blades or Sergey Pavlovich. Jon Jones, Sergey Pavlovich, sign me up. If Masvidal wants to get serious about becoming champion, he has to move down a lightweight. He just simply can't compete with the likeness of Hamzat, Usman, or Colby. He's undersized. He's going to get out wrestled by all of them. But he doesn't want to cut the weight. He's not going to move down. He is not going to move down at all. I can see it. Middle Eastern friends. Got to be the beard that makes people assume. Probably. I wish I could pull up a picture of me when I was super tan, but I don't think I have any pictures of me that's super tan that I have my beard. I'm not showing you guys a picture of me without my beard. I'll see if I can like zoom in on my arms or something. I'll show you a picture of me like when I'm pretty tan. I have this one picture from a few years back. And I mean, I'm darker than some Spanish people, basically. I got to see if I can find this picture. It's probably from like 3-4 years ago. I was just outside every single day. And I was just unbelievably dark. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know. It's here somewhere. But it's so hard. I got like 25,000 pictures on my phone. Yeah, but I don't have my beard. See, that one I don't have my beard. I didn't really start growing my beard and keeping my beard forever until maybe basically when I started the channel. I used to grow it out. Then shave it completely off. Grow it out, shave it off. Grow it out. I'd shave it off like 3 or 4 times a year completely, and then I'd trim it down to just stubble. So most pictures now, most older pictures from 2 years ago, half the time I either have stubble or I have no beard. Like this one, it's weird seeing my face without a beard. That's so weird. That is so strange. That is craziness. Let's see the no beard. I'm not showing you guys no beard. Now it's part of the channel now. That's crazy. This picture, I'm completely clean shaven. I'm trying to find this picture where I'm just dark as could be. I want to see if I can find it. I remember thinking at the time, like, this is craziness. Okay, go back to this date. It's multiple years ago, though. It was like, I went to the ocean a bunch of times, and I was out fishing outside constantly. You'll see. You probably can go back, and you could probably go back on the channel, like, in the summertime. I bet you I was a lot darker on the channel. I bet you I was a lot darker from being outside all the time. All right, so oh my goodness. That is craziness. Yeah, I can't show this picture. I can't show this picture at all. Well, look, I'll crop it where you can just see my hands. This is multiple years ago. I'll crop it where you can only see my hands. But I don't, it's kind of blurry when I do that though. Yeah, it's too blurry. You're not going to be able to see anything. But we'll see. Moving on to MMA related questions. I'm only going to stay on for a little bit longer. Make sure you like the stream. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. I would greatly, 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 greatly appreciate it. What closer fight, Islam versus Volk or Gaethje versus Fiziev? I'll say Islam versus Volk. I'm just so big on Fiziev. Thoughts on Marab versus Peter? I think Piotr wins. Let's see the no beard. Can we see a pic without a beard? No, 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 no. You with no beard, like Kuru with no beanie. Jorge probably begs the UFC for Nick Diaz fights. Probably. Do you add MMA in all your signatures? No. Fun question. Best walkouts ever. Single greatest walkout. I like Anderson Silva's walkout. Who did Jon Jones beat in his first UFC fight? Who was his UFC debut against? Was it Brandon Vera? Or am I just completely off there? I don't remember. I feel like it was Brandon Vera, but that might have been like his second or third. I don't know. I just became a fan after Jon Jones entered the UFC. Nope, it was Andre Guzman. Then he beat up Stephan Bonner, then Jake O'Brien. Then he lost to Matt Hamill via DQ, which is hilarious, honestly. Absolute hysterical. What is this? Um, okay. Where are we at? I'm going to answer a couple more questions, then I'm going to get out of here. Put this towards your BMF replica belt, just making dreams come true. Thank you, Billy L, for the $5 super chat. I'm going to have to put that towards my BMF replica belt. If anybody else wants to send donations before I go for my BMF replica belt and my Hasbulla signed picture and my Hasbulla NFT, steal your mom's credit card and donate $500 now. As a juvenile, who do you reckon to be your favorite fighter? Anderson Silva. Like the stream, thank you. Piotr Yan's going to beat the holy shit out of Merab. I see tweets saying he will headline Fight Night on March 11th. It could be someone else versus Merab, though. I got Gaethje first round KO. Fair enough. Fair enough. Who is going to get another title shot, Gaethje or Poirier? I'll say Poirier, but I don't think either one's super likely. Thank you again, Billy, for the super chat. Joey, how does Justin Gaethje do at featherweight or welterweight? He would get ragdolled at welterweight. He'd be too drained at featherweight. His chin would be gone. His chin would be gone at featherweight. Who do you got, Volk versus Islam? I think Islam, but I think Volk could pull it off. But I think Volk's just going to be too big, too strong for him. Jones calling Ciryl Gane is funny to me. I heard that, but I did not actually hear it myself. I heard that he said that. Joey got a lot of donations this stream. I had one stream I got like $250 in donations, and it was from a bunch of random people. Like it was like $5 here, $2 there, $10 here, $20 there, maybe $50 here. I forgot which one it was. It was one of my pre-fight streams from like last year. So I appreciate all the donations from you guys. Thank you, whoever donated during this stream. I greatly appreciate it. I'm hoping one day between ad revenue, donations, membership, stuff like that, if I can make enough money, I'm going to do this full time. I'll probably stream every single day. You know, I try to do multiple streams per week now, but in the future, you know, I'll try to do more and more streams if I can eventually do the channel full time, which is a dream of mine. It is a dream of mine, so hopefully it happens. I think it is. Next 2 years, I think I could probably do the channel full time as it continues to grow. Gaethje's going to overswing. We'll see. I think he's going to be a little bit careful because he's going to be worried about what's coming back. Joey, the UFC needs to sign Usman Nurmagomedov, but he should fight at 145 because Islam the lightweight champion. I think Bellator is going to have him tied up for a while. Joey, the UFC, already read that. Good stream. If I'm not busy, I hope to see you tomorrow. I will be streaming tomorrow evening for you guys who want to come back tomorrow evening. How many times do we hear always hurt at UFC 283? Over, under 5. Over for sure, but I wonder because Rogan's not going to be there. You could definitely make this your full-time job one day. That is the dream. That is the dream right there. Could see Volk being a problem for Islam because of his height. I think it's going to be hard for him to take him down. You should watch Volk's training on his channel. Man looks like a beast. I think it's going to be very, very interesting. If he can't get Volk down, Volk might outstrike him. But Islam's striking is underrated, I believe. If Volk wins at 55, does he ever go back to 45? I'll say yes, but I'm not like super confident on that. All right, if you guys have any final questions, throw them in the chat. I'm going to look for something real quick, and I'm going to send it in the chat. Let's see, filters. Let me take a look. All right, looks like we got one. We got one, guys. Joe, if you were to pick a fighter from any organization to compete in the UFC, who would mine? Mine would be Usman Nurmagomedov, lightweight Bellator champion. Him or maybe the featherweight Pitbull brother. I would like to see him in the UFC as well. Guys, do me a favor. Look, I'm going to post a link in the chat. MMA Experts Live is live. go tell him that I sent you guys. Go tell him that I sent you guys. I'm trying to send him some support. He's supported the channel in the past, so I like to try to share it back. He's live right now, so go support his channel and tell him that I sent you. Say MMA Joey sent me. So go to his stream, interact with him, support his channel, all that good stuff. I appreciate you guys for watching the stream. Go to the link in the chat. I would greatly appreciate you guys to do that. I like to support other MMA creators and enjoy the rest of your night. Don't forget to like the chat before you go and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Good night. I will see you tomorrow for my Wednesday night live chat.